Mr. Vegas is sticking to his gun in his campaign to be the defender of the rights of dancehall and specifically addressing Drake being disrespectful to dancehall artists featured or sampled on his platinum-selling album Views from the Six. Here's what Mr. Vegas had to say in a recent interview.
Vegas,
Yo, what's up? Wagwan.
how you doing, sir?
Hey, yo, Mr. Vegas, Wagwan.
Wagwan. The real Jamaican in the building. What's up?
Yo, you taking shots at Drake, man?
Well, you know what? It's not even taking shots at Drake, man. It's like basically standing up for a culture that I think I'm a part of. And I've been a part of since I came into dancehall music. And whether anyone wants to like it, yes or no, it is not like hating or anything like that. But, it's like speaking, or saying the obvious.
I know the Controlla record on the album is a straight dancehall vibe. I know, Drake being from Toronto and Toronto having a lot of West Indian people in Toronto, and I'm sure Drake has a lot of West Indian friends and loves dancehall music. But you specifically said that he was fake.
Well, what happened is, I know you guys at Hot 97, of course you love reggae music too, of course you love dancehall music as well. And if you basically, endorse Vegas or you are coming to Jamaica and acting like a Jamaican and bigging up Gaza and bigging up Gully at one time, someone would have expected that at least you would have treated the dancehall community or the artists, on your work. It will show on your work how much you respect or you really respect or you really care about the community. Not throwing people on your record like at the end of the record when the record is almost done. Turning Beenie Man into a what they call it, like an intro artist, like a hype man, basically, as when I listen to it. And not even like on the part where on the listing where other people that other on the one dance record where there are other artists that is being sampled, they're clearly getting like featuring such and such, but on the record that the Jamaicans are sampled, no one even see their name. So when I look at it, I'm like, yo, if you were really into our culture and you're into the artists that you profess your respect for, at least you would have put some respect on the name on the album,
Respect on the name. So it is about literally for you, next to the song listing, the track listing, you want to see, Mr. Vegas wants to see Beenie Man's name.
Drake has millions of fans around the world. So can you imagine if someone sees like Drake featuring Rihanna and Popcaan? Now his fans are going to go, look, who is Popcaan? You see what I'm saying?
I don't know. This feels a little petty to me, Mr. Vegas. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know.
Well, a little petty when you're not in our shoes. When you're not looking at it like, okay.
I'm in your shoes all the time. I'm in your shoes all the time when I big up an artist on Hot 97 and stand next to an artist. I've stood next to Drake, Kanye West, and Jay-Z. Ain't none of them come up here and bless Ebro in the morning. I don't get upset about it.
Yeah, but they're not taking your style. You're not taking your whole thing, as he would say it.
But check this out. If you realize it, dancehall and reggae music, when it gets to Hot 97 and maybe one of the stations in New York and maybe Hartford, it doesn't go any further. So if someone is going to come and say, okay, we endorse this culture and we're going to run with this culture and we're going to do an album with almost half the album is dancehall music, you would have expected this person that is prophesying how he loves dancehall and loves the culture would be like supporting the act them from that culture and giving them a platform where their music can go further than when Broke It Down or those songs cannot even get in rotation on other stations.
And I want to make sure it's heard right. You want to make sure that Drake is held accountable for bringing these vibes to the masses. And you want him to be held accountable to dancehall and to Jamaica.
If you're going to say you're down with this culture, and you're so down with this culture, at least one would expect if you're going to do a record, you're going to put the artist on the record properly.
Drake is the most popular artist on earth right now. And he's easy to take shots at because he's so popular.
But it would also be easy for him to make an impact.
We're talking about someone going around and saying, yo, these are my people. These are my people. But yet still other people that has sampled who is being credited, and these people that you're saying they are my people, they're sampled on your record, and we don't even see their name on this.
Have you? And that's what I wanted to make clear is you want it to say featuring.
Of course.
That's
have you spoken to Beenie Man or Popcaan?
No, I'm speaking about listening to the record and looking at the credits on the record.
So you don't know whether or not if they're
that's
okay with this or not, or if they got to check out of this or not.
This is not about just being a man of Popcaan. This is about bringing a culture forward that everyone is saying this culture is dead. Dancehall is dead. It's not being played at radio. It's not being played. No. When last you play a song from Jamaica in rotation? When last a dancehall song comes out of Jamaica that is played in rotation?
Well, Cranium's technically from Queens via Jamaica, but
when last you play a dancehall song out of Jamaica, a dancehall track?
Well, the last dancehall record you made, Mr. Vegas, was Dancehall Dad, and I didn't like that song.
No, not in rotation. Broke It Down was the last song you played in rotation.
Yeah, but I'm talking about your Dancehall Dab record. I didn't like dabbing in the dancehall. I wasn't for that.
All right, cool, but it was a point to prove to you that, okay, everyone is using dancehall moves in their videos, and we don't have a problem with them using dancehall moves. So what is so bad if Mr. Vegas is going to say, okay, let me take one of your moves that you create and put it in the dancehall community? Then people started crying, oh, he's pirating, he's taking the American dance move, and blah, 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 blah.
No, I didn't think that. Me personally, my expectations is because Jamaican music and dancehall music is the creator, it's the leader. I was like, why are we dabbing in the dancehall? I didn't want that.
So how comes when they do the dancehall moves in their pop song, we don't have a problem?
No, I just didn't like the song, man. I just didn't want dabbing in the dancehall.
Yeah, but I think he's saying beyond that.
No, I get what he's saying beyond that. You want to make sure that dancehall gets its credit.
Yes, they stealing from the culture.
That's
People did it too.
It's an let's be clear. It's an undercredited. It's an undercredited culture.
Right.
It's an underpaid culture. It is limited to Jamaica and New York almost exclusively.
And Miami.
And Miami. So I understand why there'd be frustration. I'm not saying you put it all on Drake, but I understand why one would be frustrated to say, you see all these things going on, and it's not, and right now, as far as commercially, dancehall is not really doing very much commercially in the U.S.
All I'm saying is,
does that make sense, Vegas? We're on the same page?
Yeah, we're on the same page, basically. But what I'm saying, basically, is you who are prophesying your love for this culture, you at Hot 97 would love to see reggae music out of Jamaica or dancehall music going further than just New York. That is what my point is about. When a Drake or a Rihanna or anyone else who has a big machine behind them, do a dancehall record, a Justin Bieber, any one of them do a dancehall record, it goes to the top. When a dancehall record is from Jamaica and we take it to other markets outside of New York and maybe Hartford, and very rarely Miami, we have a problem to get it on. So I'm saying, if you are going to come to this culture and you prophesy your love for the Gaza, the Gully, the artists, the bigger Popcaan, all of these things, and you're going to put them on, at least you would have put them on and at least put them on properly and be like, give them an opportunity to create a name for themselves outside of their base market. That's all I'm saying. What is so wrong with just giving someone proper credit?
There it is, Mr. Vegas.
Way up.
I am not sure why Mr. Vegas was advocating for the artists directly involved without first talking to them to see how they felt about the whole situation. According to what I have heard, they were grateful and did not have any concerns. Beenie Man, Serrani, Movada, or Popcaan have not said anything negative about being sampled, whether it was the quality of the sample or not being officially credited. If they did not feel it was that important to them, then maybe Mr. Vegas should not feel as offended, or maybe they are hiding their true feelings and not wanting to seem ungrateful and jeopardize any future features. I am not sure this was a case where beggars did not want to be choosers. Obviously, they felt as if there could only be positive coming out of being sampled. A sample is better than nothing at all, although a little credit would have been good. Believe me, I am sure that they were not the only one or people left off or not credited. It happens all the time. There's a big difference if you had a verse or a producer on a track. Then you are automatically a co-writer or a producer of that song. For a sample, maybe it is the industry standard that the artist can credit you in writing if he chooses. The people you see on the credit of the album have at least a verse, wrote or co-wrote. There's only so much space to print credit before it gets crowded. So I guess the most significant contributors would get first preference. For an artist to see his or her name in the credits is always good, so that the people who hear your voice would now have a connection by seeing the name in black and white or in color. Like they say, encouragement sweetens labor, and I think that is what Mr. Vegas is advocating for. Nevertheless, being a part of a platinum selling album in any capacity would be celebrated by most artists, even if they were not credited. It guarantees that their voice would be heard at least 1 million times, and that in itself is an endorsement. I understand where Mr. Vegas was going when he said that Drake could have had the artists record their part that was sampled from their original masters, but maybe Drake thought that he liked the raw original form as it sounded to him at that point. The truth is, recording it from the master would have sounded more professional and clearer, but who am I to tell Drake what to do? Maybe he thought that it was just a few seconds, so it would not have impacted the sound of the song or the album that much. I, however, got Mr. Vegas's point. One of the interviewers, however, said that he felt as if Mr. Vegas was being a bit petty. He felt like Mr. Vegas was taking shot at Drake because he's the most famous rapper, so it's easy target and easy to take a shot at. To me, it was very disappointing to see that the radio announcer was basically downplaying dancehall music and undervaluing its power, not realizing that these artists don't want to give credit because it is more profitable to exploit, and this is a case where big bang takes little bang. I am not sure what Drake's mindset was when he decided to use a sample. Was it exploitation or endorsement? I am not a psychoanalyst, so I cannot say conclusively. However, when I look at the track record of Drake and the tendency of other hip-hop artists in the past who seem just want to use dancehall artists as hype men, I must say that I agree that we are being used in a certain degree. Drake is constantly saying Gully God, now he's Gaza, Vybz Kartel and Popcaan the unruly boss. But how is it that none of these artists have an officially released song with him? Not a leaked self-song. If you are saying Gully or Gaza, you have to show those fans that you are truly repping, or it will come off as fake or just empty talk. Mr. Vegas, I think that your intentions are good, but you should have reached out to Beenie Man, Mavado, Serrani and Popcaan before you went out on a limb for them. I understand that you are talking dancehall on a whole, but artists have been sampling artists from other genres from ever since. Mr. Vegas, the truth is other artists including yourself have not only sampled but have done a full album of cover songs, including your latest project, Lovers Rock and Soul. You cannot have a problem with a practice that you yourself are guilty of. Yes, you might have given them credit, but you still profit off other genres. People, what do you think about Mr. Vegas' relentless pursuit of bashing Drake and other artists for dissing dancehall? Do you think that it is well deserved and that dancehall artists need to take a stand and hold these culture vultures accountable for exploiting our music? Thanks once again for checking out my video. It is greatly appreciated. Please check out the website link in my profile banner. Please like, comment and subscribe. Bless up. One love.